Here's a fun fact that they won't tell you at the Pentagon press briefing because most of the press just walked out of it. On October 16th, 2025, the Pentagon press corps literally stood up and walked out. Why? Because when the government starts deciding which questions can be asked, it's not a briefing anymore. It's a performance review for propaganda. But hey, we're told freedom of the press still exists. Sure it does. In the same way your grandma's china still exists, locked in a cabinet and only brought out when company's over. Look, let's get something straight. The Constitution isn't a museum piece. It's not a photo op. It's not a stage prop for politicians who only dust it off when they want to quote parts of it that they still remember from high school civics. It's a promise, a contract between power and the people that says you can have authority, but not ownership. Every amendment in that Bill of Rights was written because someone in power already tried to cross that line. You think the founders just threw darts at parchment? No, they wrote the First Amendment because kings jailed critics. The second, because soldiers were sent to protect you from your own opinions. The fourth, because governments always think your privacy ends where their curiosity begins. And here we are in 2025 watching journalists walk out of the Pentagon because the Secretary of Defense, War, didn't like the questions. The irony, the same government that lectures foreign nations about press freedom just told its own reporters to sit down and shut up. Meanwhile, the same politicians who tweet "democracy dies in darkness" are standing in the corner, squinting at the fine print like, wait, which parts apply to us again? And don't think that the other side's innocent. Republicans spent years wrapping themselves in the Constitution like a flag at a rally until it got in the way of their favorite authoritarian cosplay. Both parties have turned the Constitution into merch. The right sells it as nostalgia, the left sells it as a museum tour, and the rest of us, we're left standing around wondering when we the people got replaced by we the performers. Here's the truth. The Bill of Rights wasn't written for the easy times. It was written for moments like this, moments when fear, politics, and convenience make censorship feel patriotic. Free speech doesn't exist so that we can agree. It exists so that we can argue without fear. A free press doesn't exist to flatter power. It exists to annoy it. And the Second Amendment, it's not about cosplay or cosplay bans. It's the just-in-case clause for when every other line of defense against tyranny gets crossed. Liberty isn't left or right. It's the ground rules for how we survive each other without the government deciding who wins. So yeah, the Pentagon can stage manage its talking points. Congress can treat the Constitution like a campaign slogan. The White House can stage Freedom Week with photo ops and flags. But here's the kicker. The real Constitution doesn't need a PR team. It just needs people who still believe in it and who are willing to walk out when those in power forget who they actually work for. The Constitution isn't a relic. It's a receipt. Proof that freedom was paid for in blood, not branding. So here's my question. When the press corps walks out because the Pentagon stops answering questions, do you walk with them? Or just scroll past and hope that someone else defends your rights for you? Drop your take in the comments, because if we don't defend the Bill of Rights now, we'll be the next ones escorted out of the briefing room.